Regardless of the outcome of tax litigation, the taxpayer or the IRS may elect to appeal the result, except in cases that cannot be appealed. From the IRS's perspective, appeals may be brought for even minor setbacks if the litigation results in a published opinion that creates a negative precedent the IRS believes other taxpayers may follow. So the incentive for the IRS at the appellate level is the incentives are pretty different than during the general tax litigation step. Regular tax court cases are appealed to the relevant federal appeals court in the circuit that would otherwise have jurisdiction over the taxpayer's claim if it were filed in the federal district court. As discussed before, S cases in the tax court cannot be appealed. Cases heard in a federal district court are also appealed to the relevant federal appeals court for the circuit in which the federal district court sits, which is also where the taxpayer resides. So the taxpayer will be in the same appellate court regardless of whether the taxpayer files a regular tax court claim or a claim in federal district court. Appeals cases in the Court of Federal Claims, on the other hand, must be brought before the Court of Appeals for the federal circuit rather than the appellate court for the circuit in which the taxpayer resides. So the taxpayer can technically forum shop as to the appellate court by going to the Court of Federal Claims. Such a move might make sense if there is a split among the circuits and the taxpayer is in a circuit that is not favorable to the taxpayer's position. But generally, a taxpayer isn't likely to forum shop based off the appellate court because there are so few cases that actually make it to appeals. While only a small percentage of cases that are filed ultimately make it through a full trial, there are significantly fewer that proceed through appeals. As of the end of March 2013, there were only 130 civil tax cases pending on appeal in the entire federal appellate court system, which means less than 10% of the tax cases that proceed all the way through a decision at trial in the tax court and the federal district courts are actually appealed. Interestingly, of the 130 appeals that were pending in 2013, 44 of them, or approximately 1 in 3, were brought by the IRS against the taxpayer.